What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Instagrits podcast. My name is Devin Adams, CEO, head coach. I'm determined to inspire. This is the first one since September 13th-ish. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
But the one thing I remember from that September 13th episode was what David said. Shout out to David, who's not here. He said the Bible wasn't written for us to be average. So that might be one of the new sayings going into the year for me personally. It's been a minute. We are here with the original squad, and we have a guest that we're going to introduce. I can't keep the guest hidden because it's virtual, so y'all see her. But we do have a guest. But before that, we got Big Tree, aka Sir Patrick Klotz, group Big Tree Fall Hard. What else, Pat? What else?
Like, can we switch some of them in 2021? Like, cause we're gonna lead with Professor Hawk, and then we'll build from there.
But we didn't. So Professor Hawk will be one of the last ones. With that being said, Hawk, Big Tree, whatever. We all know same things. It's all good. He's drinking this skinny water. What's it called again? Sponsorship.
Sparkling ice, bro. Don't try to play me because when you come over, you be asking for something. So don't act crazy.
I'm not.
They're only good cold. They're only good.
Yeah, exactly. I just took this out of the refrigerator.
Yeah, I like when. Yeah,
can you stay on topic, please? I'm looking at y'all too. Thank you.
So we having a conversation about what I'm drinking that you made mention of. We can't have it because you're talking.
Exactly. I'm glad you know, Pat. Welcome back. Like it's been a while.
What's wrong with it?
It's been about 4 months. We here with Lopez, Mustafa Face, Mustafa, Scar. You got a new nickname, Lopez. Somebody called you Chris Webber the other day.
Yo, listen. When I was in college, I used to get that a lot.
Alex, don't he look like Chris Webber?
I do see it, and I do see Scar.
You see Scar?
Oh man,
yeah. It's a compliment though, because he's so well groomed. You know, people say I'm frying him. I'm like, nah, man, this is Lopez. You know, he know what he's doing. Had to wake him up this morning. He fried the hell out of me last. I text him. I'm like, yo, you gonna be on? He's like, he ain't say nothing. Call him this morning. He's like, yeah, I see the text. I'll be on. I'm like, Lopez, why?
Yeah,
Lopez, why you ain't hit me up and let me know?
I saw it like 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't want to text you back that late, so I was like, I'll be up.
Lopez, I don't go to sleep until 4.
Oh,
it's like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, like Pat knows. But good to see you, Lopez. I don't know where you are. Are those curtains or top?
These are, yeah.
Okay. What are those?
They're curtains.
Okay. All right.
It's a little lab area that me and my wife zoom out of in the basement.
That's dope.
That's kind of cool. I'm not going to even try to play. I'm not.
Yeah.
I want to.
He wants to, yeah. I see it.
Keep in mind, this is my wife's area, so this is not my colors or anything like that. This is just a quiet area because my daughter's in class right now. I don't want her yelling.
Shout out to the kids. You got 15 of them. Shout out to Pat's kids. You got like 26. You know what I mean? So shout out to the squads. Lopez got all girls. Pat got all boys. That's what's up, man. I'm proud of y'all. You know what I mean? That's good. Yeah. So Pat, here's what we're gonna do. I want Pat, since we're done with the nicknames. Who's Lolo? Oh, Dr. Strange.
Dr. Strange.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So welcome back, Alex. You don't know this, but I'm infatuated and have not even a slight obsession, a major obsession with It's not slight. Marvel Comics, and I'm fully lifelong committed to Avengers. So that's why Big Tree's Professor Hawk, because he's smart, but he's big as mud, like 6'11". And then you got Lopez, who's super smart, kind of does his own thing. He joins us when he feels like it. You know what I mean? So, shit, you know what I mean? I think I'll make the pod today.
Wait, time out. Pause. Because you have nicknames as well. The Mongoose, P-Bev, Iron Man.
I don't like people.
I don't care if you don't like
the agitator.
The agitator. P-Bev, the agitator.
That's kind of rude.
That's fine.
No, it's not. That's rude. I've never been rude to y'all like that on camera.
Well, you were rude when we were talking about the sparkling ice stuff, and you just cut us off. So now we just returning the favor.
You're sensitive. It's okay. Go ahead. You got it though. You got a big.
All right.
I'm super excited about this. This is awesome.
Yeah, we gotta come up with a name for little sis, but
and a real one.
We have joining us today, my homie, my little sis, Alex Ingram. She's dope. I'm gonna put her secret out there. She's a dope artist / DJ, but she's into a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm gonna let her tell you guys about it because I don't want to steal her thunder. But Alex Ingram is joining us today on the podcast. A lot of dope energy. I'm really excited, and I want her to kind of introduce herself to you all and our audience, because we already put her through the grinder. So
yeah, Alex, how are you, yo?
I'm doing good. How's everybody feeling this morning?
You good? You said your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just literally cut my locks off. I had my locks for 10 years.
What made you do that?
Yeah, Patton seen me when I was at Tampa, but I just recently cut them off last month. So I'm still getting used to my short hair. And
why did you do that?
Something different. I think partially they say there's a lot of energy in your hair, and I've had it for 10 years. So, been through ups and downs for 10 years, but also just wanted to do something fun, something different. Just as a woman, a lot of times there's a lot of, we hold a lot in our hair.
We hold our truths to be self-evident. Go ahead. I'm listening.
We hold, like, there's a lot of expectation with women in hair, and especially when you cut it short, sometimes the guys are like, oh, well, why you cut your hair? Or, but we have our hair for our whole life. So I just decided to do something different with it and, step outside my comfort zone. So yeah, I'm still getting used to it, but,
you happy you made the move? You happy with it?
Yeah, I'm definitely happy. I kept my locks. They're not like a Ziploc. I'm gonna clean them up, but
you said
I'm probably gonna get braids soon. Just something.
Wait, time out. Go back. You said in a Ziploc, like a
Ziploc bag. Yeah.
You just holding them?
Yeah, I'm gonna wash them. You soak them with like apple cider vinegar.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. That's something new.
But then,
I heard this.
You can either reattach them. You could either reattach them like later in life. And then you want to keep, I'd rather keep my hair because, people do stuff with your hair. Like, you don't know where your hair ends up. So,
okay.
And that's a part of me. So I don't play that. So I'm gonna hold them.
Okay. I didn't know you keep them, soak them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. So here's what we'll do. Before we slide back to some of those endeavors, what are some of the wins for the week real quick? Or shout outs. What are some shout outs? Wins and shout outs. I got a ton that can go like in 1 minute. But let's stay with Alex real quick. What happened this week that was like super awesome? You got any shout outs, anybody that looked out for you, or anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I guess for these past couple weeks, I just started Instacart. My goal is trying to get my credit card debt down to 0 by the end.
What did you say? Whoa, come out.
Did I trigger somebody?
You struck a nerve.
Jesus Christ. What did you say? One more time?
I'm trying to get my credit card debt down to 0 by the end of the year.
You don't even know what you just walked into. Oh my God.
What are you saying right now? Why are you saying stuff like that? It's early. Yo, she lunching.
She didn't know. She didn't know. It's okay. She ain't know.
I triggered somebody. I don't know who I triggered. I don't know if it was Patton or Dub, but
both.
Lopez know too. Lopez in the game. He a real one too. He know about all that, but that's awesome. So you said you started Instacart. You trying to get that joint down to 0.
Yeah, getting extra money. So I'm proud of myself. For the month of January, I put down like $1,300 on my credit cards. So each month I got a goal. So I'm proud of myself for doing that. Also,
are you a chronic spender? Are you an abuser, a credit card abuser?
Not really. So I got most of my debt because I just purchased a duplex in December.
Stop.
So a lot of the materials majority of that money is from materials. So I'm getting that back down. Okay. So it's not too bad because it wasn't like shopping, but
I'm gonna mute myself.
Me too.
So
Lopez, go. I mean, not Lopez. Lopez, Pat, go real quick. Hurry up.
Wins for the week?
Yeah.
Wow. Can't think of too many. Shout out to Cicely Tyson, who just left us last night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. 96 years old.
Wow, I was just talking about her. I've seen like she's just keep going.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Did we find out what happened or just natural cause?
No, I haven't.
No COVID-ish conspiracy like with the other. Who passed away last?
The anchor, the sports anchor, Sekou.
Oh, Sekou Smith. Hank Aaron too. Hank
Aaron,
yeah. So
okay.
I mean,
Sekou
shout out to
like
the
48, man.
Nah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, she lived a long life.
Oh man,
to be able to do what she was doing for as long as she did, like
yeah.
She lived.
And she still looked good doing it too. Like
yeah, definitely. Still was able to do her craft and stuff like that. Like, you know, it's unfortunate, but when you look at it, like, yo, 96, man, I would love to be able to get there. You know,
I tell you, man, they say brain degradation, as long as you keep your brain stimulated and occupied, brush your teeth with your other hand, stand on one foot. That stuff sounds funny, but that keeps that brain degradation. So when you keep that brain active, that's the last thing that truly fades sometimes. So you can really push yourself mentally. That keeps you feeling younger as well. So yeah, shout out to
I always said that. I always said that about, you know, who's a good example of that? Joe Paterno.
Yeah.
He was coaching. As soon as they took coaching from him, he was gone.
Yep.
Hey, it's like everybody looked like, oh, he's coached for Penn State at that age, but that kept him going. As soon as they took it from him, he was out.
Yeah. So this been an interesting 2021. Any more Big Tree?
No, that was it. That's the one that was you know, on my mind the heaviest. So yeah.
Lolo.
What's the wins for the week?
Lolo, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I know real direct wins for the week. I mean, my wife's birthday next week, so get ready to throw a little party for her. So obviously I'm doing some projects around here to get ready.
You spatula, what's it called?
Spackling. Yeah.
Okay, so you spackling for the
party. So I'm knocking stuff out here. So, you know, that, and I was showing one of my properties to a couple of tenants. I think we found one yesterday, so I think that's a good win. Get, you know, somebody moving out, get somebody move right back in there. This tenant was a 10-year tenant, so we had a good run.
Good run.
Yeah, and that's really it. You know, just get ready for this alleged school return and stuff like that. So, you know,
yeah, okay,
that's been my week.
Well, I'm glad to see Lopez. Has been a while, man. So this is a big win. Lopez decided, you know, I'm gonna wake up and show up. You know what I mean? So thank you, Lo.
It's not wake up show. I was already up. I got
you up
anyway.
You didn't even speak the first 5 seconds. You was like probably like looking around delirious as hell when I called.
No.
you didn't speak the first 5 seconds. It's fine.
Nah, my daughter has class early.
Whatever you want to say, Lo.
Yeah.
Whatever you say. Oh, excuse me, Lopez. Lopez always getting freaking calls when we try to record. Didn't he do that before?
Yeah.
He just like smile and play it. Oh yeah, mute. Gotta go to mute, Lo. Sheesh. Anyway, real quick, shout outs and wins. David got working on his book now, so that's big time. He found a illustrator for the squad. So now if we need anything, Lock, Cotton, Raider, Rock. She's supposed to be a real one. She tough. Steve, the animation we got. He's super excited for the animation to show us the work from that. He also called me up yesterday just to check in, and we know Steve got a full plate. So good to see that he's checking in on us and we checking in on Steve. Credit card company. They tried to fry the hell out of me yesterday. Dropped my points like 40 or something. So I called Patton up. I'm like, yo, Pat, what's up to City? He said, nah, just call him up. I'm pretty sure they'll take care of that. So I called City today, Pat, this morning. Lexus, this is really funny. Actually, it's not funny, but I want to talk to you because Lopez is distracted. So I can't talk to him. So called City up. Long story short, I got him on the phone. I'm like, yo, I just got this credit card on Christmas. $95 annual fee. I said, I ain't see nothing popping up until I said I didn't pay it. So it said, you didn't pay it. Your score dropped 47 points or something. I called them up. They then said, oh, don't worry about that. You paid it yesterday, right? I said, yeah. And I said, my financial team told me to do it. They said that you guys are really good with that and understandable. He said, yeah, no problem. So go 3 to 5 days. We're going to bump that joint back up. I said, yeah, man, because y'all holding me up with my business ventures, right? Even though it's a personal credit card. Then they said, yeah, on top of that, sir. I'm like, ooh, you know what I mean? It's like, they said, we're going to give you an additional 5,000 bonus points. You know what I mean? So it was like, I the one that didn't pay the shit. That's what's funny.
Come on, man.
I'm all about being accountable, Alex. Like, don't look around. Everything is your fault to a certain degree. So I'm just like, yo, I didn't pay this joint on time. You agree?
I do agree to that.
Okay. Yeah, you're a real one, of course. So I was just like, nah, but real talk. So they gave me them points and they said, yo, we're going to give you your 47 points back. Cause I'm like, yo, don't be messing with my points. Everybody knows me as points because of everything I follow and with Patton, what they be telling me. Like my scores they likes that. So don't do that to me. That hurts a little bit. So shout out to City sponsorship. Shout out to City. Lastly, shout out to Pat because Patton be going through it. When I be going through it, I call Patton up. So Patton be like talking me down, talking off the ledge, telling my little ass to calm down. Lopez just usually looks at me when I'm in the gym and, he puts up with it too. But when I'm going through it, I call Pat up. I'm like, yo, Pat, I'm about to freak out, and he's like, no, Dad, down, no, it's totally understandable. So Pat be looking out, and the Apex squad, man.
Yeah.
Like Sam called us up today, Alex. Sam is in our little Apex community, and he just gave me. What do you say, Lo? Oh, I didn't see. That's what I mean. We don't know who Lowe's. Sam gave us just a stock tip this morning. It was like, ooh.
Oh yeah.
I gotta do that joint. So shout out to Sam. But yeah, that's it, man. That's it. So let's go back. Let's back up to Alex. Alex, what's up with these candles? Like, I love candles. You can't see my place. I got candles lit over here. You had something yesterday for candles. I feel some type of way about it. I know it's about me looking it up, but you ain't look out.
So
you should have known.
Next time when I'm in like the group chat or whatever, when I get invited, I'll make sure to send y'all the information. Because all I have is Patton's information. But no shade. No, but I am part of myself, and I have two other teammates, which is my mom and my boyfriend. We started Black Owned Philly. So we call it BOP for short, but in essence, we're an advertising platform for Black owned businesses in Philly. We are actually launching our website on February 26th. So I'll make sure y'all have that information.
It's called Black Owned Philly.
You want to shout that up?
Black Owned Philly. We're on IG, IG and Facebook, Black Owned Philly on IG.
Oh.
So each month we have a challenge. We pick a business category. So this month was candles. So whoever tags the most businesses, whichever business has the most tags on IG, we will virtually meet up with them. So if COVID wasn't here, we would actually go to like their store if they have a storefront or whatever. Mm-hmm. So shout out to 12th Glow. It's a close friend of mine from college. Mm-hmm. But she won the challenge this month. So we just send out a Zoom link. Whoever wants to join, they learn more about 12th Glow, and then we encourage people to support and buy their product.
Got you. Dope. Yeah. So I was hurt a little bit. I was like, dang, man.
I got you next time.
All right, yeah, do that. I really like candles. I'm about, you don't know me like that, but they do. Environment is super critical. So I always like it smelling nice or change the scents up to help me with, just managing everything. So shout out to that. Environment, super important. And one more question I have for you. What's up with this and the incredibly zealous podcast? You was on a pod. You was a guest on that. What is that?
Oh yeah. So
that was a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, her name is Dr. Liz, and she obviously has a podcast, and she was inviting people that were founders and executive directors of nonprofits. So that was a great opportunity. Shout out to Dr. Liz. Mm-hmm. She's doing great things. I know she has a psychology background, I believe, or she has a doctorate degree. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what it's in, but yeah, it was dope just meeting other EDs in the field and just kind of networking, mm-hmm. because nonprofit can be very challenging, as you guys probably are aware of.
Yeah,
doing a lot of the legwork. So shout outs to them.
So what's next for you? Because you got stuff all over the place. Like you one of them real ones just out there in a good way. It's not like you're unorganized. It's just like she's here helping this out, supporting it. She's here, she's doing that. She's here supporting you, really like a community youngin. Youngin is a DC term. It's not an offensive term. It's a youngin, DC. I'm from DC.
Are you from DC?
Who, Lopez?
No, you.
Yeah, I'm from DC, yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay.
I'm not from Philly. I'm not. Well, Lopez, you're not even from Philly, right? Oh, my bad. He's.
No, I'm from.
Oh, God. Well, Lopez. I know. Look at him. He getting frustrated. Look at his face. You see him? Lopez getting frustrated. But nah, Lopez is from like Chester or something.
Okay, I got you.
Nah, York, Pennsylvania.
My bad. Oh, he ready?
So listen, let me just say, I was watching this documentary last night called Crack. I don't know if y'all saw it on Netflix.
I seen it.
I ain't seen
it. So my city got mentioned on there. I was watching. I'm like, oh, because they was talking about the spread of it, and they mentioned my city. I like out of all the places, Chicago, Philly, and all that. Then it was like, and even York, Pennsylvania, and I was like, what?
Crack.
Got a shout out on Crack.
I'm sorry. That was funny face, love. Sorry. But and y'all don't get that much shine. Like DC gets shine all the time. We had the Kevin Durant joint. I know y'all saw that one, right? Yeah. I'm just used to that type of glow. You know what I mean? Like DC, like real like that, for real. But yeah, I'm from DC. Pat, where you from? You from Jersey?
Philly.
Okay, my bad. Chill. I don't know. I'm just
I know you get ready to swing because I know you. So
you don't know shit. Anyway.
I'm from Shellingham, which is literally right outside Philly.
Oh, we gonna do that now? You could throw a rock from Cheltenham to Philly. Okay.
I thought Cheltenham was Philly.
Here's the thing, though. If I say Philly, then somebody try to play me like, no, you're really from Cheltenham.
I was about to say, that's true. If you're from the
But
county, you're not supposed to say Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
If I'm out of the state, I'll say Philly. But if you from Philly, I'm gonna say Cheltenham.
They need a Cheltenham High School.
Yeah.
Is that in Philly or is that in Cheltenham?
It's in Cheltenham. Literally, but it's like literally you can
across the street.
Right across the street.
Yeah, you throw a rock.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay. Philly, y'all some weird stuff, but I know Pat from South Philly, so you know it's all good.
West Philly, I sock you.
What do you say?
I'm from West Philly. I'll sock you.
Why you gotta go there with it?
That's a saying. That's a saying.
That's disrespectful.
It better be a saying. It better be a saying.
No, I'll do it, but I'm just saying it's also a saying.
Keep it like that.
No, I'll do it, but it's a saying. I'm saying.
Watch your mouth. So I'm gonna say.
How you all right?
I'll run right up your back and choke your ass out. And you know that.
I hear you. It sounds great.
It will happen.
Flies get flung.
Check your knee. I know your knee hurt. The last game we played, your knee hurt.
No, that's not true. Not the last game we played.
Listen, I don't have time for this.
I want to.
I've digressed.
Go ahead, please.
Anyway.
Sorry, this is what we do.
Can you stop? I think y'all should trade Ben Simmons. That's all I'm going to say.
Yo, don't
Real
switch
quick,
over like that.
He can't get
Why
better.
is you always worried about us? We should trade Ben Simmons for your guy in Washington, Bradley Beal.
I'm looking out for y'all. Here's the poll. Alex, get rid of Ben Simmons right now, yes or no?
Oh, I can't. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I haven't been watching too much.
That's good.
You're not missing much. You're not missing much.
In the last, you haven't been watching for 3 years. He's been in the league for 3 years.
But I've seen people talk about or trashing Ben.
Ooh.
So I don't know. I'm not going to speak too much on it if I don't have.
Yeah, you can. You have enough. You have 3 years, like Lopez has said. He hasn't changed his game. He's never going to increase his points. It ain't the system that he's in that's going to hinder him because Doc Rivers lets him do what he wants. He just won't be able to progress. He's done. Trade him for Bill. I'm rooting for y'all. I'm like, yo, take Bill, get an extra 35 points a game, and
I would trade him for Bill. I would have traded him for Harden, and I would even trade him for Zach LaVine to bring him in here.
Zach LaVine, the biggest sleeper of the year. He dropping like 30.
Yeah. I'll start the rookie point guard and put Zach LaVine next to him and let him rock out.
Okay, so we're all in agreement here, except for Patton.
No, we're not all in agreement. My issue is with what else do you have to give up? But unfortunately, with what you all are saying, Ben by himself is not enough.
For Zach LaVine, he is.
You think Ben is enough straight up for Zach LaVine?
For Zach LaVine or Bradley Beal, yeah.
I don't think for Bradley Beal. They're gonna want
Washington won't need him. They won't want him, so they don't need him. But for Houston, like when the Houston trade, they could have got him.
But no, they wanted Maxey too.
All right, look.
And the draft pick.
Look,
I done gave.
We gotta stay on topic. We gotta stay on topic.
All right, you brought it up though.
For what he's doing in New Jersey, sorry, but yo.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
40 and 17.
Ben's gonna average in the teens the rest of his career, and that's cool. So let's move on from that though. I just want to throw that out there because y'all from Philly, she's from Cheltenham.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, it's a difference. It's a difference.
At least we got the best record in the East, though. Y'all what? Y'all last in the East? Okay.
We don't have a team. You're right. We had like 9 people out on COVID. You know, so you can't really come at me when it comes to that. I don't defend the Wizards like that.
No, but y'all got Bradley Beal and y'all got Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook burnt out, yo. He can't. He missing the open layup.
What is he doing right now?
He lunching.
Last time I saw the game, Bradley Beal dropped like
50.
Yeah. Westbrook can't make open layups. So I saw him. He's like, boink. I'm saying, yo, he boinking. Oh, God. I said, we got to get rid of him, too. Blow the whole thing up. Y'all might as well grab Bill. With that being said, though, let's transition to our last John. Like I said, I'm going to let Sir Patrick Klotz, introduce this topic because it's kind of funny and it kind of pisses me off some on the opposite spectrum of like, when are we going to talk about stuff that will make us unite as opposed to proving why we're so different? So I'm going to leave it with that. But at the same time, it's like, well, you need to know what men be thinking sometimes. And women are like, well, you know, we be thinking sometimes. So this is an interesting topic. Patrick brought this one up to me. I know Lopez probably going to want to say something too. Alex, it's time to make moves. So yeah, go ahead, Pat. You got it.
All right. So I'm not going to take the position that I normally take. I'm just going to present it. So, in having debates about relationships and you know, how men and women, you know, inequalities and how, you know, women have this laundry list of stuff you got to have and men have a very short list and back and forth. I just came up with something called the McDonald's experiment.
Oh, man.
To settle everything. So here it is. You have a young lady, works at McDonald's. Gentleman comes in, young lady takes his order. He thinks she's cute, pretty, nice, whatever. Says, listen, what time do you get off? You know, I want to take you to a movie, maybe go get something to eat, whatever. Girl smiles, tells him what time she gets off, gives the number, done deal, right? All right, so we flip that around. Young man is behind the counter. Girl comes in.
Well, Alex, why Alex smiling?
Because
I know where this is going.
I'm just presenting the information. I'm not even giving an argument. Okay. So, young lady comes in. Young man takes the order. Says, hey, I get off around 6. Can I get your number so that we can go out? That's where I leave it.
Why are you stopping right there?
Because that's where you got to stop. Okay, I'm sorry. The clarifying question is, what happens next?
She's gonna fry the hell out of him. That's what's gonna happen next, and she's gonna be
but the girl's more likely to you know, not want to go out with the guy, and the guy will take the girl out.
Okay, and Ms. Alex, what's your opinion of what happened?
I agree with y'all. It's like a double standard of you know, if the girl's behind the counter working at McDonald's, a job like McDonald's, you know, versus a guy, you know, women or girls might look at it as like, you work at McDonald's, or, you know, or you don't give him a chance because you just see him in the McDonald's uniform.
Exactly. So my question is, and I use something real simple like that, because you know the relationship and man-woman arguments get a little deep. So I needed something real simplistic to say. Why is that though? Like, take it a step further. Why is it that the girl is automatically like, and when the guy comes in, there's nothing wrong with the girl behind the counter. It's like, all right, come on, let's go. Why do you think that is? And I'm just playing moderator. I'm not even going to go ahead, Lo.
All right, go ahead, Alex. You want to go first, or because I'll jump off on this one?
I think because just traditionally, we look at men as like the I don't want to say breadwinner, but you know, more of a provider. So if you're at McDonald's, we know you don't get paid a lot at McDonald's. Then a girl, and I'm saying a general perspective for women, not necessarily like me, but you might look at it, well, how much are you making? Is it sustainable? How are you going to take me out and you make X amount of dollars an hour at McDonald's? Then it's like, okay, how does this might look in the exterior of other people, like appearance wise?
Yeah.
And then I personally, I look at it like, okay, if you at McDonald's, are you trying to be manager, or you got your own side hustle?
Alexis, look.
What else are you doing?
For real? For real? You be like, you gonna question their managerial visions?
But my thing is, all right, here's my thing. Here's my perspective. If I see you in a situation like McDonald's, if you look good, okay, that's a conversation. But if you don't, I'm not going to pay you the funds. So that's number one. Number two, I'm gonna have a conversation with you and see where your head is at, because McDonald's is just like, that's a limited type of situation to be in, and just be like, oh no. But if you can hold the conversation and you have goals and you're actually moving your feet to make those goals happen, that's a different story. But if you're not doing none of that and you're just complacent with McDonald's, I'm not giving you no play.
Alexis.
Okay.
Alex. I don't know.
I'm dead serious. Now it depends how old am I?
But that's my next question was. I'm about to say, Go ahead, Lopez. I'm going to ask you.
I have a multi-part answer to this scenario. So one, I'll agree with Alex where traditionally the reason that the scenario works like it does is because a man's role or male's role is the protective provider, woman's role is the nurturer, right? And so we've been taught that, most of us have been taught that since we were little, that that's what our role is to assume. So naturally a guy would be more forgiving of a woman's disposition, even if it's below his, because he's thinking I'm going to protect, provide for her anyway. So it doesn't matter where she works at. But a woman is looking at like, well, how are you going to be able to provide and protect me? Now age goes into it because obviously if we're talking about a 17-year-old girl walking in and seeing a 17-year-old boy, it shouldn't matter. Unfortunately, our society today has taught our women to shoot for the moon when it comes to their expectations and not always look at one, where they are, and two, about like potential, guided potential, right? Some women understand it where it's like, not saying you can make a man, but you can take, you have the power to help mold a man into his own greatness. So he may not be at the pinnacle where he could be at without your help. And I think our society has taught women to not even look for that. So a lot of like, I want a man who has $100,000. I want a man that has this, no kid, like all this stuff here. And even if that girl works at McDonald's, she's saying this. So she's at McDonald's and she might look at the other person she works with like, I wouldn't go out with you because you work here, but you work here. So it's a two-part answer where it's like traditionally that example plays out the way it plays out for a specific reason, for a basic reason. Guys are a protector and provider, girls are the nurturers, and they're looking for protection and being provided for.
It's convenient. They're looking for convenience. I think just saw a meme saying feminism. This woman was laying down like this, and it said when bills need to get paid, it said feminism leaving the body. It was her spirit leaving, and I was like, whoa! I was like, are you kidding me? So it's like, what are we talking about here now in 2021? Are we talking about the individualism? Are we talking about feminism? Are we talking about that whole independent movement where women are equally paid and that's what we're reaching for? Or are we trying to hold on to traditions? Go ahead. What you guys say? What's up?
And I think too, to go off of what Lo said, we're taught to have high expectations.
From who?
We're taught at a very young age of how to act, how to talk, how to sit, what not to do. Don't hang out with them. You look like this if you do that.
From who? Where are y'all getting that from? Where are you getting that from? I'm not
from parents. It could just be how we're raised, right? I was raised in a church, my personal experience. So that was a very like strict, what does something appear to be? Like if I'm hanging with a lot of boys, what does that look like? Even though I'm not doing anything wrong, right? So we're always told like what to do and what not to do. We have those expectations at a very young age. And then we grow up into that. So, I'm not, and then there's like the thought of women are trying to change a man or mold them. Why is it my job to mold you? Because and I get what you're saying, Lo, though. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
But in essence, it turns into, well, I can help him, or we can get this money or get this bag together. But then when it doesn't happen, what happens? There's resentment. Or we look at if somebody locked up, the girl holding it down, right? But then what happens when he come out? Like those are prime examples of women are holding that fort down or holding you down. And then what do we get in return? And I think that is a concern and challenge because we have these high expectations. So if you meet my expectations, there's not a concern of, well, I helped you get here. And then what did you do to even like show appreciation to that? If that makes sense.
That's a big topic because I have zero expectations. Go ahead, Pat.
I'm gonna touch it though.
Huh? Because you said resentment and all that. So
no, and I get all of that. My thing was, and this is good. That's why I like asking the question, because it's the reason I came up with it is to kind of illustrate how, and Alex is saying it, when it's time to come to the table, when you decide if you're going to go out with somebody or you're going to create a relationship with somebody or whatever, there is a long list that is on the woman's side. And this is just facts. There's a very short list that's on the male side of things. And a lot of it has to do with, expectations, how you were raised and all of that. But even though traditionally men have been taught to, be the providers and, protect and do all of this, I don't see, at least in my experience and have, talking to people in different relationships, our list really doesn't change too much as time goes on. It's like, if I meet you and you're nice and we vibe and you're pretty, you pretty much can cancel the next 50 years for me. But on the flip side, it's like, okay, well, if you don't have this, and this, then I don't know, I might.
So should men raise our standards? Should we start to have a effing list too? Like these youngins be having lists?
No.
I do.
What?
I don't. I don't. So listen, let me say this. And this is something that hasn't changed. This is something that has not changed from our parents, grandparents, and so on and so forth.
Whoa, go ahead.
So for a man, right? As he becomes into his manhood and goes where he's trying to go, right? His expectation for what he wants in his woman is actually lower. Because it's actually not lower, less. So now let me take you through a timeline real quick. If I'm 18 years old or 20 years old, I'm in college, right? And I'm trying to find my way and I'm dating a girl, I'm more likely to be, now, because we're both college broke, I'm more likely to be okay with us like going Dutch or me not necessarily providing for her. Other than spending time together, I'm not providing for her because I'm not at that level, right? But as I progress and I move into my career and I start to make a little bit of money, whatever like that, the things that I want from my partner are going to be lower because I'm moving into that protection and providing role. And at my pinnacle, I'm saying I don't even want my wife to work. Now, not being a caveman with it, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's what she has to do. I'm saying that if I get to the position that I want to get to as a man, then I'm providing a life for my wife that I want her to be free to be able to, to be a mom, to do things, and not have to worry about providing. So if she's doing a career, if she's in a career for fulfillment, that's one thing. But she doesn't have the pressure of providing. So because I'm doing that, so actually, what I want from her is less than when we started out.
Fair point.
I think men like that. I think men always been like that. I think that's why women have a hard time today finding men because they're moving into the provider role and it's clashing with a lot of men and what they want.
Okay.
I agree with you, Lo, but I'm gonna take it a step further. And when I say a list, there's only one thing that I would add.
Taking notes, by the way, because
there's only one thing I would add to the list of
ridiculous right now.
Can we vibe? Are you a nice person? Are you pretty? I would only add one thing to that list. That's it. And that's, can you help me build? That's it.
Can you help me build?
That's the only thing that I would add.
Versus can you support me versus encouragement are all three things.
That's what I was about to say, because help me build really is support. That's really support.
That's what I mean by right.
But those are three different things to add to a male's list.
No. It's one. If a woman supports her man, it's all. Look, if a woman supports her man, if Tim has an idea for how he wants to progress, he wants to start a business, he wants to, become CEO of Capital, whatever like that. His wife, as long as she supports him. Now, support could be, Tim, I'm going to help you do this, or I'm going to help you do that, or I'm just going to be your cheerleader, whatever it is. If she,
thank you so much, because
if she supports him, that's what he wants her to do, and that will push him. This is why I said, when I said a woman is not, her job is not to mold a man, but her job is she can mold him to his greatness because there's a support that she gives him. Why do you think a lot of successful men have wives?
I'm not saying that's the problem.
That's why they're married. There's something, even 45, as terrible as he was, as terrible as he was as a president, he still fits the mold where, even though his wife is trash, idea of there's something about having that person next to you who just simply supports your vision. She doesn't have to be your competition. She just supports your vision, and that pushes the man to the next level.
100% agree. 100% agree.
Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. And I'm not taking away from women saying that you can't be smart and intelligent, all that kind of stuff like that. I'm not saying it at all. I'm saying that in the natural order of things for a couple to be at their apex, right? A familiar word. If the woman is supporting her man in that sense, she's going to help push him to his greatness, and essentially she's going to get what she wants because he's going to be the man that she wants him to be.
Go ahead, Alex. You got something?
I mean, it's a few things. I'm just trying to remember the points, but you're right. I do agree with Pet and where support, encouragement is all under like helping him build. But it's always a woman helping build a man. But when is it that if a woman has a fulfillment or a passion, what sacrifices are made? Because I've seen women sacrifice a lot to help a man build what he wants. Mm-hmm. And it's not to make it a man versus woman thing, but I think I'm a team person. I'm very team dynamic. So if you're building, I'm building, and then we're collectively building. But going back to tradition, is usually the man is building, and then the woman is a supporting role. But then sometimes I've even seen now how much say does the woman have? Because if we're looking at provider, a male's ego, money, power. So now where does the woman have that equality in that say? Not really looking for an answer, it's rhetorical, but those are some of the things that you think about of, well, I pay the bills, or I got you this, or it's like you may not say it, but it might be a behavior or aura or action to it.
All right, let me ask you, Alex, let me ask you a question, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
You say you have a boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Do y'all live together?
Yes.
Okay. Who decorates your house? Who picked out your furniture and all stuff like that?
It's kind of complicated because we really didn't decorate because we're not going to be here long. So it was more like we got old stuff from my apartment, and we collectively picked the paint.
Right, so if y'all bought a house together.
Don't say paint around Lopez. You know I get excited. Go ahead, Lopez.
No, if y'all bought a house together, right? A nice house, and you're getting ready for kids and all kinds of stuff like that. Who would do the primary shopping for the house? Like how the house is going to look, how it's going to be structured, or anything like that?
It's probably going to be both of us, honestly.
Okay. The point I was making is that I was using that as an example because women.
It's usually women, though. I understand what you're saying, though.
They have more power than things. So when I say, because I say this to my wife all the time, I'm the head of my household, right? But my household is run by my wife, though. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, I
respect that, yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to our presentation, right? So when I present my nation, so this house is my nation. We're nation building, right? When you couple up. When we build a nation, I'm at the forefront because I'm the protective provider, stuff like that. But our house is run by my wife. She uses a lot of decisions around here about what we're going to do, not just decorate. I don't want to just say something that's womanly like decorate. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like even there's a lot of decisions that's made in the function of a home that she does. I don't have nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Like she makes them or we discuss it. And it's really on her. So she doesn't feel like that my husband basically tells me like he just dictates everything to me.
Right.
Of course, in the bigger scheme of things, I'm in the forefront because that's my job. It's my role. But it is a team thing where when we say support, I don't mean supporting and she's in the back. I mean, so if she's playing a support role, meaning like one of us has to be the head or whatever like that. And then somebody else is the support. So it's still a team effort. It's just when you're talking about nation building, your man is going to be up front because he's the protector and provider. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. It's not, and I don't want to sound caveman with it because I'm definitely not on that vibe. I don't believe women belong in the kitchen and all that kind of stuff like that. I'm just saying that if a nation is going to be built as a whole, and we start with every individual family, then this is how the structure is going to be, where it's not run by one person. It's a collaborative effort, but here's how the collaboration goes so it works. So it doesn't feel like we're both bumping heads, because if you have two alphas trying to run any situation, it's going to cause problems. Right. But I've understood hierarchy, or I don't even like using that word, but understood positioning, then it runs. because now there's no ego there. So it's like when she decides the things that she decides on, my ego is not in play. And just like when I decide things, I had to decide on her ego is not in play either, because it's about, you know, us making decisions according to, you know, where our roles are, what it dictates. But it's an understood thing that I may be the head of the household, but she runs the house, and therefore it's a shared responsibility.
Let me bring two of those points together too. So when I said help you build,
got about 5 minutes. We're gonna close this up.
You said what?
Got about 5. We're gonna close this joint up. Like, we're gonna wrap this joint up, because
the point that you just made and the point that Alex was making about, you know, what if the woman wants to you know, who's helping the woman build? I think those points kind of coming together. Building is kind of synonymous, and it can be interchangeable. So if you help me build my empire, whatever it is being the head of the household and being the leader and the protector, and it comes time for you to, you know, do your own thing, obviously I'm going to help support that. So that still helps me in my building, because even if you branch off and do something that's successful, I still have to be the head of the household and make sure everything is covered, all bases. That still helps me build. So there's no loss in it. There's no loss of ego. There's no loss of power. That building should happen interchangeably. Now, responsibilities and roles and positioning, okay, yeah, that should be structured, but that building should happen regardless of who it is that's leading the charge. That's all.
Okay. I just think it's interesting with this whole list part. I agree with everything everybody said, but I just know men, based off of even us going over the love languages and the think boxes and all that, men naturally compartmentalize stuff. So that's exactly what we just did. And then Alex did the same thing. She said, well, that could be lumped in. And it can. So we automatically just took our list that we could have created and said, no, we don't really need one, because that's just who we innately do. But what I am saying is, if we were to create one, I think each one of those can have distinguishable definitions of what it takes to build, just like a woman has a long list that we can compartmentalize, but that they add to it, potentially if they want to, because they want to increase the length of the list to make sure that we check off all the freaking boxes, potentially, based off of your theory. I'm stopping right there.
Hold on. Playing double advocate.
Oh, we don't have time.
Real quick.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
But I think if you all had a list, that will help with communication. Because if
you have a list, it's a very short, simple list. And remember, it's like 4 boxes. It's 4 boxes that we're looking for.
When we talk about expectations, right? So say if you say, help me build, right? But then I don't encourage you, but encouragement might be in the back of your mind.
Thank you.
You get offended.
Yeah. That's
so, but if you say that, if you bring that to the table of like, I like to feel encouraged. I mean, it can sound so elementary, but that type of communication helps in any relationship of, well, what are your expectations? Because if I don't, and then it's not verbally communicated, a lot of times men keep that in their head, and then they're like, they expect me to read your mind, and I can't read mine. So if you want to be encouraged, or if encouragement looks this way for you and not the other man, because you guys are different, then say that. But then you might feel offended, like, oh, well, my girl or my wife doesn't encourage me. And it's like, actually she does. It may not look like the way you want it to be. But if you don't say that, then what happens?
I'm not sure.
Therefore, your list is small, but you really want more. You're just not vocalizing it.
I get that point. That's a solid point.
It is, but it's tough though, because then that's hard.
It forces I think accountability, right? I think it just forces us men to break down what that looks like.
They don't feel like, oh, I don't feel like saying all that, or it's not that deep.
We don't, because it's simple.
Right.
But it's true. You feel how you feel.
But also, how does it look to a woman? And I'm speaking in general terms, for a guy to say, yo, I need you to encourage me. It's like, you're a man. It's something weak. Like, what you mean? I gotta encourage you.
That goes back to what type of woman are you dealing with? Are you dealing with a girl or a woman? Going back to ego, right? If ego is set aside, you can communicate these things, and you're not going to feel like, oh, I'm vulnerable. Vulnerability, but what, some of y'all are married, right?
That's a mature outlook that you're presenting.
Yeah, it really is.
That's a very seasoned outlook.
Because I don't think that information is being passed as it once was.
Yeah. Right, I agree.
To daughter, just like father. Right. Just like we got boys out here who don't represent themselves as men because they have fathers who are
increasing the list, Lopez, that women have the expectation of men based off the fathers not doing their job, teaching them how to be real men. But
yes. No, I agree with that. So, like I said, there's not enough where mothers are passing information to their daughters of like, listen, this is how you're supposed to support your man. This is how you're supposed to do it. So that way they hear it from a woman's perspective of how you're supposed to do it and have seen it successfully done. Now, when women hit the market, they don't really know how to do it. And then the way that they want to learn is from the man who naturally is not as expressive as women. Men are naturally not as expressive as women when it comes to our feelings because we're not expressive with each other. So me, Devin, and Tim could be locked in a room for a whole year. We're not going to really talk about it in the way that 3 women would. That's why men don't make good reality shows, because we don't sit around and dissect every feeling that we have and break it down and then go to another one. We don't do all that. It's just like, it's easy.
It's not wired that way.
We just deal with it. We put it in that box and it's still back on the shelf and then move to the next box. Where women don't do that.
When you say you deal with it, is it really dealt with?
No, I mean, I have a closet. We put it in the box and then put it over here, and then it's not.
Box. We compartmentalize
that for a man, that's dealt with. That's dealt with. It has a box now. Yeah. It has a box now, so therefore it's dealt with. Now for women, they want to dissect it and try to get to the root of it and try to figure it out and talk through it and come back to it, review it and go over it again. Like that's how they do it. So when you try to get those two to do that together, it becomes a harder conversation because now one person not used to it and they feel uncomfortable, and a woman's trying to push it like, well, it's simple. You just tell me what you want, but it's like, well, I don't know how to tell you that. I want you to support me. Like I don't even know what it looks like. I just know that I know how it feels. I know how it feels when you tell me that I'm great, or when you tell me, or when you do things that push me in the forefront, whether it's true or not. You're always pushing me, and I can only tell you how it feels, and I react off of that. I try to be a better man. I try to work harder for you. I try to, take more pride in what I'm doing because I feel like my woman is right next to me and she got my back. Just like when Meth said, "Rub me on my back." Like, you think Meth could, like, he's saying it in the song, but at him as his regular person, could he go home to his woman and say, "I just need you to rub me on my back"? It's hard to express that, but that's really probably all he needs.
Yeah, that's it. He good.
I just need you to do that, and I can go back out there and face the world again because I got my reassurance from you, and I can go back out there again. It's really that simple. Like,
that's right, Lo. Yeah, Lo.
Really that's why when Tim said what we want is really simple. It really is that simple. It gets clouded because the list that's been put into women's head based on either what they didn't get from their dads or what they didn't get from the men around them, it complicates things. But really, to hold on to your man is really not that hard. What he wants is really, really simple. He just probably can't identify and explain it right, but it really is simple.
Okay. Listen, we'll let's wrap this one up.
You want to come back? I see.
Who?
Alex got comeback.
I think this is a deep topic because, to Alex's point, I've done breakdowns when I've been dating before. Just I've been on dates and I'm like, let me just go in. Or as some time goes along, I'll talk to these youngins and shared some of these things, just practicing being like that. And like, oh no, this ain't a good fit. So it actually helps you figure things out a little bit more quickly. But at the same time, it's still like, I was really uncomfortable. I probably could have kept this youngin a little longer if I wanted to, if I just had to just chilled out and handled it. So like I said, man.
You're not trying to be uncomfortable. That's
exactly.
That's society. Like, everything is like, we quick to have sex.
Yeah.
And then when you find out this person is really this person, now it's, what does that look like? So I understand what you're saying, though, and I appreciate that. Because I do see where it can be simple. I just look at sometimes just the communication or, being upfront and like say it. But then you guys grow up not expressing yourselves for various reasons. And parents don't even encourage that from young boys. Right. I see people on the street like, "Yo, stop crying," and he's 3. Like, he's a 3-year-old boy. Like, so what if he's crying? Now, is he whining and crying about something that can be dealt with? That's different. And I would say that to my daughter too, but we're raised in a society of boys can't cry and girls can, and so many different double standards. So when a boy turns into a man, he has no emotion. And then when a girl is ready to be like, "I'm done, I'm fed up," now the emotion won't come out. But what going back to the root? I'm always going back to the root. What is the root? Because we could talk about all this, it unfolds, then what?
That's very true. I agree with that point.
Okay. Well, like I said, we can always talk about this all the time. I think it would be kind of cool for us to put together like a rites of passage, or like even if we had like our own little society, what would that look like? How are we raised? That's something long term, but I think like that would just be kind of cool and interesting to dissect. But yo, everybody, real quick, not Lopez. I don't even know Lopez. Do you even know what platforms we on? What are the platforms we on, Lopez, Patton? We on all of them.
I would say Spotify,
iTunes.
Are we still on Podbean?
On Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, YouTube. Now we everywhere. So please like, share, subscribe, spread the word. We want to we're gonna go hard this year. It's time to get back at it. We all had rough years, as everybody in the world did, unfortunately. And I know we all have some personal testimonies that, we might be privy to share later. I know one took me out. So, we can discuss that a little later. But like I said, the support system here has been great. Alex, thank you for joining. This was awesome. It was great to hear your perspective and shed some light on some stuff.
Yes, very, very, very good energy. Very good energy.
Yeah, very good. Very good. And Big Tree, good job. You did well today. I'm proud of you. That light behind your head is very distracting, but
the sun. I'm sorry. It's the sun. Nothing I could do about it. Sorry.
There's nothing you can move that direction to block it.
No, I don't want to though.
Okay, I'm trying to help you out. It would have been like a nice little halo effect. It would have really synergized the entire screen. But you're selfish because of his ego. Right?
Is that better?
Yeah, that's amazingly better. That really is. Do that next time. Do what I tell you to do. Everybody, make moves, move markets, believe bigger, faster. God blesses the work. And like I said, the last saying, the Bible wasn't written for us to be average. Shout out to Dave, he's not here with us right now. He's busy working, but love y'all, man. Stay safe, okay?
Thank you. Everybody have a good one.
Yep.
All right.